It's lunchtime, and of course on a Thursday it means that you get to share your lunch with me as I give you our greatest health and well-being insights over our lunch and learn. So thank you again for joining me on this beautiful day. I've decided to come outside. Melbourne has really turned it on, and yesterday as well, 2 days in a row. Wow. But it is turning again tomorrow apparently. So but I thought whilst it's sunny, I'm going to come out and chat to you, and if you're outside eating your lunch, or you're walking enjoying some sunshine, you can really appreciate just what being outside does for you. So good on you. All right, today I want to have a talk about your business strategy for 2020. Now, I've seen a few posts around that everybody's talking about what's your goals and what's your focus for 2020, and then I've seen other people who are just ready to shut down the new year because they want to reflect and really rest following a big 2019. But I think, in all business circumstances, we need to have some clarity around what our plan is for the new year. We need to know what we want, where we're headed, what we're trying to achieve, and I think now's a good time to do it as we start to unwind at the end of the year. More importantly that though, I think it's really important to have a think about whether and how you can include your people into your business strategy. So I know at this time of year, having been, worked for many years for somebody in a corporate role, that it is a crazy time of year, December, particularly in sales, and I was in packaging, and everybody wanted their goods there and then. They wanted them so urgently, and so your stress levels are up, pressure is on. A lot of people have had a really big year. They haven't had downtime or holidays throughout the year, so they're really just hanging out for this Christmas break. And when I reflect on that time, it was a tiring time, and so people are just waiting to have their holidays. So I wonder, is there an opportunity for you to reflect on where you are today in work, but also how are your people actually feeling? Where are they in terms of their morale, in terms of their productivity, in terms of their energy? And what can you learn from them in witnessing how they're feeling at this crazy time of year? If we fast forward into 2020, how can you incorporate your people and their health and well-being into your business strategy? So as a business owner myself, I'm big on my own business strategy, and I network with a lot of other people. And, there's a lot of talk around business and the strategy. And I understand that we are all out to grow our business and make the impact we want. But you and your team are your greatest asset, right? And so what I don't see too often is we do not really talk about the people of the business. So we focus on, sales growth. We focus on, new innovations, continuous improvement, trying to reduce costs, all those sorts of things, where in actual fact, they are having a huge impact on our people. And without our people coming along to contribute to these, business strategy goals that we've got, we're really not going to be able to work to achieve those. So I believe, and Lisa believes, that we need to incorporate our people into our business strategy. They have got to be a core focus, because without our people, we don't have our business. And, they are the face of our business as well, or, where you work. You are the face of this business. So I wanted to talk through some of the ways that you can include them in your business strategy, but also give you some ideas on how just to think about ways or things that maybe your employees are going through or maybe going through in 2020. So a big one is change. We all know, and everybody has experienced change in their life, that change has a massive impact on our stress levels, our ability to perform at our best, also our energy levels. And I've got a train coming by my house, and that has set my dog off as well. know I've been in my roles, I've been through acquisitions, I've been through management changes, I've been through all sorts of different changes within a workplace, and I know that morale drops, satisfaction drops, because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of worry around what is going to happen. And so what I would suggest is, if you know that you're going to go through a period of change next year at your workplace, within your business, how can you support your people through that change? How can you help them to appreciate why this change is happening, and then how can you bring them along for the journey to actually be a part of it and be included in working through that change? So change management is a really, really a really good aspect to focus on our people and to bring our people into the whole process. I do business training out at RMIT in Melbourne, and this is one of the topics that I teach on, and it's just such a profound topic that to understand what happens when we go through a process of change, and particularly when it's at our workplace. The effect on us is really huge, and we need to appreciate that. So in forward planning for 2020, how can you bring your people into this change management process, and how can you think about and factor in their health and well-being to support them through that change? Another big change is personal change. So I am in the process of my daughter's going to be starting school next year, and for anyone that has kids at school, as a working parent, even a carer, having those restricted hours that you've got to get your child to school at 9:15 right through to 3:30, that pick up and that drop off process. Where can you identify what personal change your employees may be going through? I know from personal experience in working with workplaces, but also speaking to a lot of people as well, that work-life blend, integration, I choose not to say balance, that blend is so important, and that is really what a lot of people want out of their workplace. So how can you start to appreciate what your employees may be going through next year in terms of change? I know that there's change that people cannot foresee, but something like kids going to school is a huge change. Maybe there's an element that you've got parents who are expecting as well. That's another huge element of change. So how can you start to understand what they may be going through and find out what they want from you as a workplace and as an employer or a manager? And then how can you support them to know that they are appreciated, and also know that you are there to support them through that change? So I've spoken about workplace change, and then also personal change as well. Another big one, which is really important for your business strategy in 2020, is, do you know what your employees want out of their career? So yes, they are there working for you in a job, but do you actually know that they want to be there, or that they are happy? Now, I know there's a lot of fear associated with this, that perhaps we don't want to rock the boat, and we don't want people to think, say to them, are you happy, or what are your goals? And a lot of the time we don't want to hear if people have got career aspirations, because we're worried that they're going to leave. But at the end of the day, we want to have the best people doing the best work of their life. And so how can we support them through that? So what training may they be interested in? What career growth or development are they interested in? What parts of their job are they enjoying so much that perhaps we could look at some job crafting and help them expand that? What things are perhaps they not enjoying so much that we could look at how we can work with their strengths and help them work through these things to turn them into development, growth opportunities. This isn't just performance review level. This is actually getting into, what do our people value, what do they want from their career, and how can I, as a business or as an employer or a manager, help them to achieve that? At the end of the day, the way I see it is that we want to have the best people there, as I said, doing the best work of their life. And so if we can have them there and say we have them there for 5 years and then they decide to move on, we can reflect on that 5 years, and they could reflect on that 5 years and say, geez, I had such a great time at that company. I was so well supported. I felt like I had some great training and growth opportunities, and it's going to lead me into the future. And we can see them off and see them leave with great pride and gratitude that they gave us our best work. They contributed to us growing our business, and we did all we could for them and appreciated the work that they did. I would much rather leave on those circumstances as opposed to leaving if I'm unsatisfied and I'm really unhappy. I can reflect, the first job that I had straight out of uni, I was working at an accommodation complex, and the support and the training and the learning that I got in that job in those very early days in my early 20s has really set me up in the future. And I always look back on those years, we're talking 15 years ago, with such great pride and gratitude. And how amazing would that be for all of your employees to leave on that note? So again, for 2020, what are your employees' career aspirations, their job goals? What do they want? What do they value? And how can you support them? Another big one, and I'll start to wrap it up shortly, is around communication. So do you know or do you appreciate the communication styles of the people around you? Do you appreciate that people want to be communicated to? Again, this is a big topic that I train on and something I'm really, really passionate about, that we need to instill really great communication lines and methods throughout a workplace. People want to be kept informed, and people want to understand that their views and their feedback and their opinions are also considered and granted within their workplace. So again, for the business strategy, do you have robust communication lines and methods that people feel like they are being spoken to and being inclusive as well with the future vision and growth of that business? And that really feeds as well into health and well-being. Is there a way for you to provide ongoing communication to them about people's health and well-being? Can we support them, and make sure that they can flourish and thrive at work rather than feeling like they're just functioning day to day? I just want to finish off, January is a big year in terms of a lot of people do reflect on what's coming, next 12 months. And, there's research out there to say January is probably the most popular month that people decide to quit their job and make a change. I know that I did that for me, that I started the year, when was it, 2018, last year. And I couldn't bear the thought of having another 12 months doing a job in a workplace that I was not happy in, because I felt this yearning that there was something else out there for me. And I decided January after my Christmas holidays. So what can you do for your people today, starting in December, to help you through that transition period over the Christmas New Year break, to then come into January and feel positive and full of energy and performance, and know that you guys have always got their back. Know that they are supported and they are appreciated, and that you are there to support them just as they are there to support you and your business growth. That's it for me. I wanted to share my ideas around a business strategy and including our people in our business strategy and the health and well-being of them. Lisa and I are opening up our forum to run some people strategy sessions. Should anyone be interested, do comment below or send me a message if you are interested in having a look at that for December. We could sit down for an hour or two and have a good talk about what your strategy is for 2020 and how you could start to include the health and well-being of your people within that. So comment below and we can have a chat further. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a delicious lunch, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.